Welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello everyone, I am Karen.
And I'm Matt. Today we're looking at day 2 of our article called Vibe Coding, How AI is Changing the Way We Code.
That's right. When we talk about vibe coding, basically we're talking about how AI is our assistant when it comes to coding, right? So we use our natural language to tell AI what we need, and AI will do the coding for us. Whereas back in the days, we really need to hire people who are, they have a lot of knowledge in this area, they understand a lot about computers, and then they can, they actually make a lot of money by writing the codes, right? Or do the coding. But I only see good things in this. Are there any bad things or problems that we might encounter?
Well, I guess a lot of people might worry about AI and how it may take away their jobs. So for example, if you trained your whole life learning computer science and how to do very complicated coding that you think no one else can do, you are the expert at this coding, but suddenly AI can also do your job. It makes your work a lot less valuable and maybe even replaceable with AI.
That is true, and that would be a serious problem because those people would be out of jobs, right? And then what would they do? They spend all their lives learning this skill. That would be kind of sad.
Yeah, so AI is an amazing technology, but it might also have some downfalls for a lot of people and might change a lot of the ways that we live our lives and do things.
So it's not all rainbows and sunshine. Okay, well, let's get into today's article and learn more about how AI is changing the way we code.
While vibe coding is fast, it still comes with significant challenges. AI-generated code can contain quality issues that cause malfunctions or failures over time. Users can ask AI to fix problems, but it is often more effective to prevent them through human-written code and careful testing. Security risks also arise when the code is not properly reviewed by someone with traditional programming skills and experience. Another concern is that users may stop developing their own coding abilities and understanding of key concepts. Many could create projects they barely understand and therefore limit their long-term achievements and professional growth.
So today we're looking at day 2 of vibe coding, how AI is changing the way we code. I think we're going to be talking about some challenges that we will be facing with vibe coding, right?
That's right. While vibe coding is fast, it still comes with significant challenges. AI-generated code can contain quality issues that cause malfunctions or failures over time.
So that can cause malfunction. What does it mean?
Malfunction means that something is not working properly. So it's not functioning properly, which means working, so it needs to be fixed probably. And this is something that happens over time.
That's true. So that means it's not perfect, right? We know artificial intelligence is great, fantastic, and do a lot of things, but it's not perfect yet. So back to our article, users can ask AI to fix problems, but it is often more effective to prevent them through human-written code and careful testing. So I guess at this point right now, AI cannot completely replace our coders, right?
All right, but we never know if in the future they might get to that point where they can actually replace them.
That's true.
Security risks also arise when the code is not properly reviewed by someone with traditional programming skills and experience.
And that would be a big problem when it comes to security, right? All your information, we don't want it to be leaked out, right?
So these problems can arise. So to arise means to come about, to begin to be or exist, or just begin to be noticed. So we often talk about problems arising, as in this case, security problems can arise. Another example, problems might arise if we don't plan carefully.
And that is absolutely true. So right now from our article, I think I can see a few problems, that we could be facing when it comes to vibe coding, right? It's not all perfect.
Certainly not all perfect. You need someone to check it. You still need these experts. All right, now let's go to Hanny.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课程要来探讨氛围编码伴随的重大挑战。课文提到 AI 生成的程式码可能包含品质问题，那长久下来会导致故障或是失效。虽然使用者可以要求 AI 修复问题，可是呢，透过人工编写程式码和进行仔细的测试来预防问题，这通常会更有效。当程式码它没有经过具备传统程式设计技能和经验的人来审查时，安全风险也会随之产生。好，来看单字 arise 这个动词就表示发生出现，它的三态是 arise, arose, arisen。Matt 老师在解释单字时用到 come about， 这也可以表达发生、开始出现或是产生的意思。再看到补充单字 malfunction， 它表示故障失灵，是个名词。它的字首 mal 这部分表示不良的、错误的。好，这边还有一个重点是 come with， 表示伴随、附带、随之而来。像是 learning a new language comes with many challenges， 学习新语言会伴随许多挑战。好，接回课文中。Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Now back to the article. Another concern is that users may stop developing their own coding abilities and understanding of key concepts. And that is true. Once you give all the work to AI is doing all the coding for you, you kind of lose the ability to do the coding yourself, right? So maybe we will not really advance when it comes to, understanding the concepts and then understanding coding.
That's right. Many could create projects they barely understand and therefore limit their long-term achievements and professional growth.
That is true.
So you might be creating something, but you're not actually learning from it, so there's no way you can build on that. Or if you, for example, create a program, you won't be able to edit that program to make changes to make it, more advanced or better in the future because you don't understand the code yourself.
Exactly. And I think the funny thing with our brain is that the more you use it, the smarter you become. But then if you don't want to use your brain as much, and then we will not become as clever, I think. Okay, so we're looking at this word here, barely, and that is an adverb. It just means in a way that is just possible, but only with difficulty. An example sentence would be, we could barely hear each other in the noisy room.
Okay, we had another word there, which is professional. Professional is an adjective, and if someone is a professional something, it means that they are doing that thing as their main job or occupation. So someone who is a professional baseball player, they play baseball as their job. Another example, the company invited a professional photographer to the event. So this is someone who's not just taking pictures for fun, they're doing it as their job.
That's right. And we really do need the professionals in this field. So if we encounter any problems with vibe coding or with AI, and then the professionals can help us fix the problems, right?
Yeah, we'll always still need to have professionals, I think, in order to fix the mistakes that AI might make. All right, let's go to Hanny.
另外一项担忧是，使用者可能会停止培养自己的编码能力，以及对核心概念的理解。许多人可能会建立出自己几乎不理解的专案，那进而就限制了长期的成就跟专业成长。好，单字 barely 这个副词表示勉强，几乎没有。那么 professional 当形容词是形容专业的、职业的，也可以当名词表达专家、专业人士。好，那接回到课文中。Thank you, Hanny. And now we are back. Okay, so from our article so far, we do know that there are some obstacles or challenges that we might face when it comes to vibe coding, right?
That's right. We're going to learn a little bit more when we go to the second part of the article, so we'll be right back.
In addition, AI performs well with simple tasks, but it still struggles with complex or highly specific requests. For such tasks, human analysis remains essential. These challenges have already created a new role, the vibe coding cleanup specialist. These developers check AI-generated code for gaps in security and bring the human experience and insight that AI still lacks. What we lack in speed compared to AI, we make up for in true knowledge and attention to detail. Progress is not always about moving fast. Sometimes slow and steady truly wins the race and produces results that are more reliable and effective in the end.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking about some of the drawbacks of vibe coding or using AI to help with coding. So it still makes some mistakes that need to be checked by another coder to make sure that there are no problems, because security problems can even arise if these mistakes are not checked. Also, if people don't know about the code that they've created, it will make it difficult for them to develop in their professional life and be able to advance their technology that they've made.
Exactly. And then let's go back to our article and learn more, more problems that we might face. In addition, AI performs well with simple tasks, but it still struggles with complex or highly specific requests. For such tasks, human analysis remains essential. So right now, I don't think AI can completely replace the coders because we still need, like human analysis, and then we need to have a lot of professionals to check on the mistakes and also the problems. So what does it mean when I say analysis? That is a noun. Analysis basically is the process of carefully studying something to understand it by looking at its different parts. An example sentence would be, Ben's analysis of the results was very clear and detailed.
So this kind of analysis remains essential. Essential means needed or extremely important to something else. So if something is essential, it means that it is absolutely needed. It is absolutely necessary for something else to happen. So an example sentence, listening to others is an essential part of strong relationships.
Okay, how about let's go over to Hanny first and we will be right back.
课文接着提到 ，AI 虽然擅长处理简单任务，但是在复杂或高度特定的需求上，它还是难以应付，仍面临着挑战。那对于这一类任务，人工分析依然是不可或缺的。好，那么单字 analysis 这个名词就表示分析。注意它的复数形式把最后的 is 改成 es， 那这时候是念作 analyses。再来看到 essential， 它是形容词，形容不可或缺的、极其重要的。好，接华课文中。
Thank you, Hanny, and we are back. So now with the article, it says these challenges have already created a new role, the vibe coding cleanup specialist. Oh, okay. So that would be the new job that has been created because of vibe coding, right? These developers check AI-generated code for gaps in security and bring the human experience and insight that AI still lacks. So when you're talking about the gap, okay, we're talking about the gap here. That is a noun. A gap is a space or opening between two things or a missing part in something that should be complete. An example sentence is, education helps to fill gaps in our knowledge. It gives us the missing parts, right?
That's right. Okay, getting back to the article, what we lack in speed compared to AI, we make up for in true knowledge and attention to detail. Progress is not always about moving fast. So people really can pay attention to details when they're doing things that are detail-oriented like coding is, whereas maybe AI is just trying to put out something as quickly as possible, and some important things like security of that code might be ignored.
Exactly. And sometimes slow and steady truly wins the race and produces results that are more reliable and effective in the end. And of course, when we're coding or creating an app or a website, of course, we want something that is reliable and effective. We don't want it to make any mistakes, right? So AI is a great assistant, but at the end of the day, I think our human, experience is also very important.
Yes, it seems like human experience and knowledge is still needed to help these codes be successful. All right, now let's go to Hanny.
我们前面谈到了氛围编码伴随的挑战，那这些挑战催生了一个新角色，就是氛围编码清理专家。那这些开发者负责检查 AI 生成的程式码是否存在着安全漏洞。好，来看看 gap 这个名词就表示漏洞、缺口或者是差距。Karen 老师在解释单字时用到 opening 当名词，它也可以指孔洞或是缺口的意思。而课文接着写到说，What we lack in speed compared to AI, we make up for in true knowledge and attention to detail. 我们在速度上不及 AI 的部分，能以真正的知识与对细节的关注来弥补。那这个句子它前半句呢是由 what 引导的名词子句，那它实际上是后半句 make up for 的受词，只是因为受词比较长，而且句子用来做对照强调，所以我们把这个受词提前，那就形成了这种缺乏点点点用什么什么来补足的强调句型。好，这边我们要介绍3个文法重点。第一个 what 引导名词子句是表达什么什么的事物，可以当主词、受词或是补语用。像 What you take for granted may be someone else's treasure. 你视为理所当然的事物，可能是别人眼中的珍宝。第二个重点 make up for 加名词或动名词可以表达弥补，像是弥补某一种错误或者是缺点。例如 exercise can't make up for a poor diet. 运动并不能弥补不良饮食。好，那我们也用课文的句子结构造一个例句。What you lack in talent, you make up for in passion. 天分不足的部分，用热情来弥补。好，那我们看到第3个重点是要介绍 in the end， 它表示最后最终，它是副词片语，强调说经过一段过程考虑或曲折后的最终结果，就跟 eventually 表达终于最后，还有 finally 表达终于最后，它们的意思都很相近。举例来说 In the end, he gave up the idea of studying abroad. 最后他放弃了出国留学的想法了。好，那我们继续回到课文中。
Thank you, Hanny. Okay, so we talked about some challenges or obstacles that we might face, when it comes to vibe coding. We do have a what do you think question at the end. So let me ask you, Matt, do you think people still need to learn how to code even as AI develops?
Well, yes, I do think people still need to learn to code. As we can see, AI makes mistakes in coding, and if there's no one who actually knows how to code and fix those mistakes, then they'll just go unfixed and we won't have proper code. And I think of AI as more of a tool that coders can use to help themselves. It's like
save more time.
To save more time. It's like just because I have a microwave, I still need to know how to cook.
You're absolutely right. I totally agree with you too. I think basic coding skills, I think it's still important for us to know. So if we have some problems with vibe coding or the AI generated codes, then we will be able to find a solution to the problem. We're not depending solely on AI.
That's right. Okay, well, that's all of our time for today. So let's review the article again, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
While vibe coding is fast, it still comes with significant challenges. AI-generated code can contain quality issues that cause malfunctions or failures over time. Users can ask AI to fix problems, but it is often more effective to prevent them through human-written code and careful testing. Security risks also arise when the code is not properly reviewed by someone with traditional programming skills and experience. Another concern is that users may stop developing their own coding abilities and understanding of key concepts. Many could create projects they barely understand and therefore limit their long-term achievements and professional growth. In addition, AI performs well with simple tasks, but it still struggles with complex or highly specific requests. For such tasks, human analysis remains essential. These challenges have already created a new role, the vibe coding cleanup specialist. These developers check AI-generated code for gaps in security and bring the human experience and insight that AI still lacks. What we lack in speed compared to AI, we make up for in true knowledge and attention to detail. Progress is not always about moving fast. Sometimes, slow and steady truly wins the race and produces results that are more reliable and effective in the end.
最后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 arise 动词表示发生出现， barely 副词表示勉强几乎没有， professional 是形容专业的职业的， analysis 名词表示分析， essential 是形容不可或缺的极其重要的。那么 gap 当名词表示漏洞、缺口或者是差距。文法的部分，第一个学到 come with 表示伴随、附带、随之而来。第二个学到 what 引导名词子句可以表达什么什么的事物。第三个学到 make up for 加名词或动名词是指弥补某一种错误或者是缺点。那第四个学到 in the end 它可以表达最后、最终。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Welcome to Which One Fits? The game where we tackle confusing English words.
Let's do this.
Today, we're going to sort out the difference between deny and refuse.
But before we dive in, let's go over how the game works.
In Which One Fits, we'll read a sentence with a blank, and you have to choose between deny and refuse.
So, join us and challenge your English intuition.
All right, here's your first sentence. He blank breaking the window, saying it was an accident. Which one fits?
I think it's deny?
Correct. Deny is to say that something is not true. Okay, next one. He blank to give up, even when things got difficult. Which one fits?
It must be refuse.
You are right again. Refuse is to say that you will not do or accept something. You did an excellent job today. All right, time for a breakdown.
First, deny is a verb, which means to say that something is not true or to not accept or admit something. For example, she denied that she made a mistake.
We use deny to talk about the facts of whether something happened or not, whether you did it or not.
Now, refuse is also a verb, which means to say that you will not do something or will not accept something. For example, they refused to let us enter the stadium with food.
You can use refuse when someone wants you to do something and you want to say no.
An easy way to remember it. Deny is saying something is not true. Refuse is saying no to doing or accepting something.
Exactly. It's pretty straightforward once you see the difference.
And here's something interesting. You can have both in the same sentence. They denied being involved in the incident and refused to answer further questions.
And now, you'll never mix them up again.
Until next time, keep exploring. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.